Good evening. Maybe I had too much of coffee today, too much coffee. I had 2 cups today. 2 cups of coffee today. 2 cups. Not my usual thing to do. Usually I have 1 cup, but today I had two for some reason. Hello, everyone. How are you doing? How are you? Did did you get the chance? If you're, did you get the opportunity to see the moon last night? Did you? If you did, just drop an emoji in the comments. I did, and it was so lovely. Sometimes when where I live in the Caribbean, whenever there are eclipses, sometimes we don't like you don't get to see that, right? So it was really, really cool to see. I tried to take some photos. They didn't come out very well, but it was really cool to see um, the lunar eclipse um, last night. So, hope everyone had a fabulous Monday. I hope your Monday started out great. I hope that you enter the week with vigor, with strength, with energy, and that all went well with you today. So, if you're just joining me or seeing me pop up on your screen for the first time, let me introduce myself. My name is Waveney. I am a leadership coach. I help new managers develop leadership influence by mastering their relationships at work and leveraging their communication skills. And I have been, last week, I did a series of chats. I like to call them chats. I did a series of chats um, on leadership. I introduced myself. For those of you who know me, I sort of gave the story of how I started the People's Brand, my background, um, which is hospitality. Um, love, love, love it. Um, Gave me the opportunity, and I am where I am today because of hospitality. So I really believe in it. Um, but I did a series of chats last week. If you haven't had the opportunity to um, view those, then I would encourage you to do so. So this week, I will be here with you up until Thursday, and I will resume a little bit of a chat, just speaking about um, some topics on, leadership for new managers. Now, I use the word leader. I don't necessarily, and I use the word manager as well, but um, to me, for me, managers are leaders. Yes, there's some managers that just manage, but I am, this platform is for people who really want to leave a legacy, who really want to lead, because leadership is about influence, right? Leadership is about influence. It's not about intimidation. It's not about using your title and your position to get your way, which is really nowhere. It is really about using, it's a higher calling, and I believe that. It's really about using your behavior, who you are as a person, how you behave, how you react, and really impacting the lives of those persons that you have been entrusted with. And so this week, I want to speak to you tonight. I want to speak to you about, it's not about what you know. It's not about what you know. And I'm just going to be here for a few minutes speaking about that. So, when people get into being, you sign that offer letter, you decide to take the leap into management, and maybe you are looking at this live stream and you want to be a manager, well, this is for you as well. Lots of the time, people get into leadership by thinking that their technical skills is all that matters, right? That by virtue of the fact that you know the job, and maybe for some persons, and this may be you, um, you've been in that organization for a while, or you're doing a particular job for a while, and so you may have worked in this particular organization and you've worked many jobs and so you know this inside and out, and so because of your technical skills and also because of some leadership traits that you've exhibited, that you're now in that role. And so there's a tendency for people to believe that it's all about what they know and all just what they know, that you know um, that is enough for them to lead. And you would hear people saying that, hey, this person has been here for a very long time, they should be a manager, this, you know, or um, yeah, this person has been here for a very long time and they should be leading. And that is not normally the case. So if this is your mindset, you need to erase that. You need to erase that because it's not about what you know and how much you know. It's not about that. Leadership is not about that. Being a manager is not about that. Are those things great to have? Is that knowledge great to have? Is a good thing to have? Of absolutely. Absolutely, it's a good thing to have. Like, for example, I grew up, my career is in HR and I've done many roles, many responsibilities, many tasks as growing up when I was an HR coordinator, I was an admin, and so forth. And there were many things that I did that if I know, you know, not if, but know in my 9 to 5 that I manage a team and I can tell, I know how long a task should take. That is a great advantage. I know if somebody is BSing me, right? Because you already know, you've done the job and you know. And this is a great skill and a great knowledge to have as a leader, but it isn't everything. It isn't everything. And there is a tendency for new managers to believe this, that I know this, I have all this knowledge, I grew up in this organization, I've done every possible job. No one can run circles around me. And so people should follow me because I know. And this is a big, big lie. This is a lie that you are a huge misconception that people tell themselves. Um, and leadership is much more than that. So I have a few statistics that I pulled from the internet. Anybody can take these, and they're out there. Studies are being done that 97% of employers say that interpersonal skills are the success to a business growth. Interpersonal skills are the success. And so I read somewhere that it says a recent study of the Fortune 500 CEOs found that 75% of long term job success relies on people skills, or what they call soft skills, right? Compared to just 25% that depends on technical skills, or what they call hard skills. Many executives now prioritize soft behavioral skills over hard technical skills, recognizing these skills will be crucial to gain a competitive edge in the future. And as a new manager, or as someone who is perhaps transitioning from maybe one industry to another, if you were in an industry that you know you didn't really, maybe you were a leader, maybe you were a manager, you didn't really manage people. There's some people like that. because of the scope of responsibility, they don't actually manage people, right? Um, there's some that are in roles that are more technical. It's either black or white. Like, for example, I know I had a client who was a pilot, and you know, when you're a pilot, it's like everything is the manual, right? You have to go by the manual. Lots of things are by the manual. And so you don't really have lots of situations where you have to really rely on your interpersonal skills or your people skills, right? And so this study is saying that, and studies are saying that soft skills are important. And when you think about it, they are important because what is happening when you lead people? If you're right now listening and you're a new manager, or even if you've been in management for a while, or even if you're a supervisor, think back to the last three issues that you had in your work, and I am sure they had something to do with someone, with people, whether was the people you manage, it was your boss, it was the people in the other department, it was with a sub vendor or a supplier. It had something, there's some sort of people element there, and not necessarily you stress, not necessarily some issue that you didn't know, um, an issue that you didn't know how to do something. I'm tying up myself, but how, you know, how to do something. But it was more a people issue, right? And so this is important, and it's important as a new manager that you get this from the start before you pick up any bad habits, before you pick up habits that are hard to get rid of. Um, it's important that you understand and that you focus on your people skills or your soft skills. And this is why the people's brand exists. This is why I'm doing what I'm doing, because I know it's important. If you guys listened last week, you would know that my background is human resources, and a lot of the issues has that I deal with, a lot of the challenges, sorry, I don't want to say issues, a lot of the challenges are really um, people issues. Even if it is a system or a policy, a procedure, um, almost always there's some sort of people element involved in it. And so it's important that you really focus on develop your people skills. So soft skills, why soft skills? So let me just rattle off a few things that you need your people skills for. Um, if you think about it, your soft skills help you addressing performance issues, which is a huge thing when you are a manager. So people are not always going to get it right. We are human beings. People are not always going to get it right. Even your best performer, the superstar of your department, even if your department works well as a team, people are not always going to get it right, and you're going to run into performance issues, even with your best staff. People are all, I don't know what's going on with my words. People, most of the times, they think about, when they hear performance issues, they think about people who don't do a great job, somebody who's underperforming. But your star performers also need coaching in how they perform. And so you need soft skills for that, because some people, some leaders are find it difficult giving feedback. They find it difficult. People find it difficult giving feedback in general, right? Some people actually find it quite easy to give feedback to someone who's not performing well? I mean, let's be real. That's very easy. You're not doing this right. You know this person isn't um, really great at a particular task or great at their job, and so maybe it's for you. It's easy. It's easy, and especially some people feel justified. I can tell you, some managers feel justified because that particular individual, they're not performing, they feel self-righteous, they feel justified in telling someone that they're not doing something right. Well, let me tell you right now that even if someone isn't doing something right, um, they should always be treated right. They should always walk away with dignity and respect, feeling cared for, feeling like their respect and their dignity is intact, right? So, but then imagine on the flip side that you have to tell someone who is your high performer that they're doing something wrong. Some people can't do that. Some people can't do that. And so this is where your soft skills come in. How are you going to do that? How are you going to deliver that message to that person? You want to be an influential leader. You want to make a difference. You don't want to be like that leader that you had before that was a horrible boss. You don't want to be a horrible person. You don't want to be a horrible boss. So, how do you deliver that message, right? You need soft skills for that because it is not that easy. Okay. Um, Soft skills also are needed when you are resolving conflict. It could be conflict with in your department. It could be conflict with you and your boss. Maybe you and your boss, you're not seeing eye to eye. Maybe they said something. Maybe they did something. Maybe you're feeling uncomfortable. How do you speak up? How do you speak up and say that, right? Even if it is someone that even if it is a boss that you got along with, how do you deliver that message? You need soft skills. You need soft skills. Are you just going to stay and allow that thing to fester? Or is there a way that you can say how you feel without, you know, being brash or, you know, being too timid? Or how do you get your point across in a real clear way? How do you do that? Soft skills again. Um, Leaders often have to communicate change because, as a leader, you are the link between senior management and your team, and you have to deliver that message. Are you going to manage third party? Is that what you're going to do? And when I speak about third party management, I'm saying, and many people are famous for it. Well, they said to do this, or senior management is saying to do that, or that's what they believe. Is this how you are going to lead? Is this the hallmark of an influential leader? Is this how you want to be seen? How would you like when you give a direction? Um, would you like somebody saying, well, this is what she said? It doesn't really send a great message. And so, again, you need soft skills. You need soft skills. Um, so, communicating changes is something that you do a lot as a new manager. And then onboarding people. Um, Soft skills again, and onboarding is when you're hiring people, when you're recruiting, the first 90 days. um, People are very afraid to make mistakes in their first 90 days, in their introductory period with the company. They put themselves under so much pressure because they want to perform, they want to do well in the job, but they don't want to make a mistake. How are you going to handle that? How are you going to manage someone who is really a really fast learner? How are you going to manage someone who maybe needs a little bit of help? How are you going to communicate with them? What are you going to do? Soft skills, interpersonal skills. This is where this comes into play. Offboarding. If somebody um, you have to terminate or be involved in someone's separation, or even if it's not a voluntary, um, not voluntary, an involuntary separation, meaning that you're fired. What about if the person leaves? What about your star performer? What if that person leaves? I know there are so many people whose leaders, they just cop an attitude. They get an attitude because someone is leaving for another opportunity. How are you going to manage that? How are you going to manage yourself? All of this, all of this is soft skills. Okay, all of this is soft skills. And I, on this platform, I focus on three main things. I love to keep it simple. Love to keep it simple. I focus on connecting, I focus on inspiring, and I focus on influencing. All right. And connecting is really about, in that, it is all about how you communicate, how you really bridge that gap, how um, you connect with others, right? Inspiring. How do you inspire and how do you influence your team? And there are different ways that you can do it. Um, and so if you are relying on your knowledge alone to help you, the what do you know, right? The what you know to help you to be a good leader, you are not going to be successful. It's not about what you know, it's not about who you know either, to an extent. It's about how well you can lead, it's about how well you can influence, it's about your people skills, it's about your interpersonal skills. People do business with people they like, and people work for people they like. People move mountains for managers they like. It is, I've seen it, um, been in HR for many years and I've seen it. People move mountains for managers that they like. And when people like you, it's not about a popularity contest. It is not about a popularity contest. It is really about how you treat people, your interpersonal skills, you being consistent in your leadership. And so, as a new leader, you really need to work on your communication, your interpersonal skills. Okay, this is where I come in. So I have created um, a 90-day coaching program called Communicate to Influence, because I've recognized that this is an area that people need help in. Okay, so if you've been listening to me for a while, if you've just logged on and you are agreeing with what I'm saying, and this is you need help, then you can work with me through my Communicate to Influence coaching program. Leadership is very situational. It is not a one and done. But in this program, I share the tools with you that can help you to get to develop influential leadership. Okay, so in this program, there are 6 modules. I'm the HR expert, right? And your leadership coach. And so we work through these 6 modules together, okay? Um, that help you develop influential leader, that help you develop your interpersonal skills is what really you are developing. And the great thing about it is there are activities in there. So you really need to be a manager. You really need to be a manager to do this um, program, because there are activities in there that you need to um, do that will help you to develop. As you do them, you're developing. That's how you learn. So there are 6 modules. I'll tell you what they are really quickly. So the first one is, um, oh my goodness, I can't believe I'm drawing a blank on what my first, on what the first one is. Do I have it anywhere? Give me one moment. Okay. I don't know how I forgot the first one because the first one is something I talk about all the time. So the first module is a leader's mindset. And we start to talk about mindset because people don't, to be successful at anything, you have to change your mind. To be successful at anything, your mindset has to be different, right? When you get into a leadership situation as a new manager, most new managers don't think about that they have to change their minds about what they're going into. Some managers do have, some people do have negative thoughts or ideas on what leadership is, um, especially if you've had bad leaders, you may have preconceived notions about what this leadership journey is. You may have seen people lead differently and get certain results, but at what expense, right? And so your mindset has to be different. All right. And so then we go from I to we, where we make that transition. So it's not all about you, right? It's not all about you. It is about us. It's a team. Then we have your communication style, um, where we talk more about how you communicate. Because if you're going to be an influential leader, if you want to show up positively, then you have to understand how you communicate. Then the next module 4 is influential leadership. And here we get into the crux of how do we influence the stakeholders, the constituents that in our environment, right? Then module 5 is critical conversations. And then module 6 is about sustaining success, because I'm all about teaching you how to fish. I'm not going to give you the fish. I'm going to teach you how to fish. I want you to be successful in the end. And so, like I said, if you logged on here, or if you're viewing this and you're thinking, then I need to have all these technical skills. I need to know this. I need to know that. I can tell you right now, the higher up you go in management, it's all about people, how you relate, how you lead, how you manage, whatever you want to say. It's all about the people, and you've got to lock that in. Otherwise, you're going to run into some serious problems. And don't get me wrong, um, dealing with managing people can be complex. Um, there's there are going to be situations that you haven't faced before. But if you have a strong foundation, the foundation that I'm going to teach you is going to be your guiding star. It's going to be your north star. And so, how do you join this program? Okay, so first you need to schedule your consultation call with me. Let's see if you're the right fit for the program, because let's be honest, some people may not be the right fit. If you want um, something that is done like this, I am not the person for you. If you plan on joining the program, it sounds all good, you want to work with me, but you don't plan on being committed, showing up, doing the work, I am not for you. I am not in that. We're going to have an issue. Um, if you just want to be a manager or a leader because it's about for you, it's about the title, you don't really care about people, then we're going to have a problem, because I don't want to work with anybody like that, right? I work with people that want to make a difference. I work with ambitious, driven people. I want to work with people, and I work with people who really are serious about their growth and development. So if you're saying this is me, you're raising your hand and saying this is me, then please go ahead, schedule your consultation call. Let's chat. Let's chat. Let's talk about what your specific need is, and let's see if the program is a right fit for you. That's how we do it at the People's Brand. Okay. It has to work for you, and it has to work for me, because I want to make sure that you are a success. I want to help, but I understand that I can't help everyone. You have to want it as well. And so that's all I have for you this evening. Thank you for joining me. I am going to put the on Facebook, I am going to put the link that you can schedule your consultation call. If you're viewing me on Instagram, the link is in the bio. Schedule your consultation call. It's free, and let's chat. I look forward to speaking with you, and I will see you tomorrow on another live stream. If you have a friend or a family member that you think can benefit from this live stream, please go ahead and share this video out with them. If you have someone that, hey, they're in a new role and you've heard them complain and probably they need help, they don't know where to turn, just forward them this video. Um, Let them make an assessment as to whether or not I am someone that can help them. And so I'll talk to you tomorrow. I'll have another topic. Until then, have a fabulous evening and have a great Tuesday tomorrow. Bye.